cousin.
Hi, cousin.
Welcome to Calling Cousins. This is Cousin Ash calling from Arizona. We want to thank everyone for joining us today.
Cousin Shaw here, calling from Colorado. Being a grown up is overrated. Hopefully, we have some beneficial advice on how to guide you in the right direction with our Adulting 101 section of our podcast.
Yep, being an adult is the dumbest thing I have ever done. All right, the topic we have for today is whole body health. Just some tips and tricks and some facts, I guess, if you didn't know, stuff that I wish I knew and didn't know until recently, and I'm in my 30s. So, we're just trying to help people out who maybe don't know some things about their own body.
Or like that guy on TikTok. What does he say? He's like, things I didn't know till I was in my 30s, mid 30s,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it's our health edition.
Yeah. But it's like, I know we've touched on it a little bit, but this is just more deep and intense on specific things.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my gigundous list here, trying to pick which one. Oh, there's one I just read. Check your posture. Are we
Oh.
checking our?
I did notice that I was like, I feel like I'm starting to get a little hump on in the back of my
Oh,
neck
dude, I
from
do
slouching
too.
so much, but
Hmm.
it just feels so good to slouch.
So, all
But
right.
all of those things like the little back brace things, I don't know if you've seen them. I think your mom had one, but
It's like a little mini backpack, yeah.
yeah, but I actually heard that weakens your muscles because it holds your shoulders back. So like your muscles aren't doing
Oh,
that. It's
I
so that I heard a rumor that they were not good for you.
I don't think you're supposed to wear them all the time. I think you're supposed to wear them at first to get used to it and
Yeah,
then take them off. But yeah, like straight and then shoulders back is hard for me because I feel like I put them too far back. So
yeah,
like, but yeah, I'm really bad at sitting up straight. I'm starting to get that little thing too. I know my
yeah.
weight doesn't help that, but there's one.
Well,
Check
I
your
did.
posture.
Well, I also, speaking of posture, there's this thing that I saw on Amazon and I wanted to buy it and I don't know why I never did, but it's like a necklace, but it goes on your back, I think, and it vibrates when it can tell your
Ooh.
posture. So it, like reminds you. And nope, I need to write this down because I need to make notes for myself here
Your
because I need to
mom
look back into that.
your mom was in therapy for whatever reason, and I remember they had taught her, so I always think of her every time she sees the color red to sit up straight.
Mhm.
So I would always
Red.
make fun of her and be like, red, color red, red, and I would just show her red all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it's funny because I think about that all the time, but I never actually like do it, which is stupid because, you know,
it seems so
it's so
easy.
smart.
I know.
Yeah.
And I mind you guys, I just checked my posture for a full 2 minutes and I'm slouching again.
Can we blame our jobs and our chair and I
I'll
don't
just
know.
leave. How's that?
Great. It's
Okay.
perfect.
Let's see what else we got. Okay, well, weigh yourself seems pretty standard, but I
That's
think the
funny actually, because I heard the opposite. I heard you're not supposed to weigh yourself when you're trying to lose weight.
so for argument's sake, we can touch on both. But I think when you're okay. So I think I do agree with that. When you're trying to lose weight, I don't think you should weigh yourself. I don't think you should be obsessive about it because, especially women, you're gonna fluctuate, right? Um, but I
Amen.
think so. Like I got into this really bad habit, especially after I had a kid. So when you're pregnant, you're uncomfortable. You get the leggings, you get the stretchy pants, and that kind of stuff. And then you have a kid, and all of a sudden you're squatting down a lot. So you continue to wear said stretchy pants. Well, here's the thing. I never went back to jeans. Okay, my kid's gonna be 7. I never went back to jeans, and I kid you not, I gained more weight because of it. I wasn't weighing myself. I wasn't wearing the jeans to remind me that I was putting on weight. So I think this part of weigh yourself isn't necessarily when you're on a diet, but just in general. Weigh yourself once a week or whatever, so that when you see that number start to go up, you like it puts you in check. So I think I need to do that because I shy away from it because I know that it's a bad number and I don't want to see it.
That's fair. I also, while you were saying that, had a little tip on that for kids. Um, like to weigh your kids. I would say once a week, just so you know, or maybe even just every other week or something. Because when my son went into anaphylaxis, the first thing they asked me was how much does he weigh, so that they could give him the correct
Oh,
amount of prescription. So it's good to just remember that because right now I'd probably be like 40 something. Like I,
which is pretty good. At least you're there. Like that. That's
yeah,
that's close enough. I think like lower 40s or whatever. Like just so they have a
right.
good general. But yeah, I guess I don't ever weigh my son. I do at his appointments, but he, you know, as my mom calls him, he's a square. So he is as much as he weighs in inches. Wait, I said that wrong. He is
As,
he is
as tall as he
in
in
inches is how
inches
much
is
he
how much he
weighs.
weighs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like right now they're within an inch of each other, a pound of each other. So like one of them is 50 and one of them is 51. I can't remember. Or 52, 51. I think he's 52 tall, 51 pounds.
Huh. Now I want to try this with my kid. I bet you it would be different. He's a little chunkier. Not by much
I don't
though.
think so. I don't know. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how much if your kids are square. Check them both.
Yeah,
My,
I will. Are you guys squares?
I am not square, just so everybody knows.
I'm
I'm
definitely
definitely
not square.
I'm
I
more of
think it
an
would be
oval.
unhealthy if we were square at this point,
How
right?
tall am I?
I don't
I
know.
gotta say.
I'm about to look it up. Math. I just tried to
Oh
make
yeah,
myself six,
no.
but
So I'm 5'7". That's 67 inches.
yeah, I'm 63 inches. No, that would be unhealthy. It would be unhealthy if
Okay.
we were that thin.
Okay, cool.
I'm happy we're not squares.
All right, sweet. Okay, what's this next one? Let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. Limit alcohol. So a lot of people, especially like once you turn 21, you start drinking, or people do before. I'm weird and didn't. But you put on a lot of
Yeah,
weight, especially when it's like beer and like sugary drinks. Like I don't think wine can have a lot of sugar, but I don't think wine is like too sugary like regular wine. Um, but beer is a big one. A lot of people, what do they say? Beer gut, beer belly,
yeah,
beer
beer
belly. That's
belly.
it.
Well, same thing. I mean, so I think I've heard both, but I did hear that like on both sides, so it's not good for you to have like the sugary ones especially and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I've heard that having a glass of wine a day, or even like some people that are like 100 plus years old, they swear by like a glass of whiskey a day, like just a little,
What?
highball glass. Yeah, but they swear by it, or like brandy or something like that. And so I don't know, but I don't know if those are just low in sugar. And obviously, I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find both sides of it, just like you will with everything. But
Yeah.
I do like I think about that often. Like, should I have a glass of wine with dinner every night? I mean, it's for my health, right?
But then there's people, because that's my other thing too, is like then there's people that do drink every day and then they feel groggy, they feel tired. That's the same fucking thing. They feel they feel um they like
They just don't
gain
feel
weight
well.
from it. Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
and then when they stop, all of a sudden they're sleeping better, they have more energy and they're losing weight.
I think that's the difference from like a six pack a day to a glass of wine a day. Like, not a whole
Okay.
bottle, but a glass. Like everything in moderation, right?
Well,
Like,
and I think
that's
it's like for instance wine. I think it's red wine, not white, right?
agreed. Yeah. Yeah. I think it is red wine. That's the one that I heard.
I don't necessarily know if we're promoting drinking alcohol every day or not, but according
Um,
to my list that I looked up, it said limit alcohol. Ooh, I wonder if I click on it if it'll say, yeah, limit your drinking. It's true that moderate amounts of alcohol have been tied to some health benefits, lower risk of heart disease, but there are dot dot dot. Okay, so I'm not going to click on the dot dot dot.
okay. So, a glass of wine is good. A six pack is bad.
But red wine and a healthy red wine, not just
Yes. Not like a
not
sweet.
not rosé, Okay. No.
Rosé. That's pink wine.
Oh, that's right. Duh. See, I don't even know these things. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't. Or
Okay.
just limit it like me and you'll be great.
I know. I
Um,
think about that all the time too. I'm like, when my doctor asks me like, how many drinks do you have a week or whatever? I'm like, sometimes I have none. I
right,
sometimes
exactly.
sometimes I have 12. Sometimes I have none. I don't know. And the 12 is
I'm
usually like within a weekend.
sure
It's
it is. Sure it is.
yeah.
It's
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes
one
these
night.
kids make me, whew, but are you kidding
Okay.
me? You get me like one Long Island iced tea and I'm toast. So that's that.
Have you ever had the man, we're getting off topic. Okay. Or I was about to. Okay. Ooh, squeeze me. Um, okay, this next one is a good one that people often forget about is increasing calcium and vitamin D. So going outside and that kind of stuff, but you can also um like calcium, I don't think you can get that from outside. You have to like drink milk and
Yeah, I think
cottage
there's a list of
cheese.
foods. Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
a lot of dairy. And then I think also, I think fish. I could be wrong.
fish is vitamin E, possibly. Fish is really good for your heart though.
Yeah, okay. It does say dairy products. Oh,
Dairy products. Okay. For
so
calcium.
yeah, there's plant-based ones too, like tofu, almonds, kale, bok choy, beans,
Okay.
broccoli, or
Oh,
sesame seeds,
broccoli.
poppy seeds. Oh, see, canned salmon with bones. Weird.
Ew, no, what?
I
Well,
I
okay,
don't know.
unless they're grind up. So, because there is this one guy that he was like my friend's brother or whatever. He would eat bone marrow, which is like super good for you. But he would
Yeah.
like eat it right out of the bone. Isn't
Ugh.
that weird?
That's
I know.
like what dogs do.
Yes, yes. But it's like
All
really
right,
good.
that's
So
fine.
like we'll pass on that. Vitamin D, go outside, get the fresh air, like
Hmm.
soak it up. And then they do have supplements for that too. But that'll
Yep.
give you natural energy. Calcium is really good, especially as you're getting older because your bones get really brittle. Um,
Yeah.
so those are really, really good ones.
Ooh, I have a side note that I don't know if it's going to mention, but our grandma, again, I think
We
we reference
always
her
talk
every
about.
single podcast.
We'll have her
Anyway,
on here. Don't worry. She's
soon.
already
Yes.
agreed. Have the
Um,
contract drawn up.
I know we need to talk about all these things. But but no, something that she always talks about is yoga, especially she said she started yoga when she was in her 60s and she wishes she started it so much earlier because now all of her friends, she's in her 80s now, and all of her friends fall and then they like break their hip or something, break their wrist because they did this stuff. And she's like, I do yoga every single morning and it's because I'm so bendy that
Yes.
I like she hasn't, knock on wood, she's been very lucky. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to jinx her because I love my grandma.
Okay, yeah. So Grandma and her yoga is like very inspirational because so she just had back surgery too, and she just got cleared to do her yoga, and she's really excited about it. And she doesn't do like super intense stuff. Um, it's not like she's doing 2 hours
The
worth of yoga.
pretzel, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like she just does, I think she only does it like for 5 or 10 minutes a day every morning right when
Yeah,
she wakes up, and it's really good for your body. Um, a lot of us youngers we're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. But then after a while, you keep telling yourself fine, and then 20 years down the road, you can't lift your hand above your head,
right.
or like,
I even I notice it now. Like even when I got my very first apartment and we lived there and whatever, I could sit there and do 100 crunches, 100, like
oh, I remember doing that.
just like nothing. Like it was, I didn't even break a sweat, like nothing. And now I'm like 12.
I know. I'm
Like
like, I'm like 5. Are you kidding me? I
and
was
then
watching it.
but it's like one of those things that you're like, okay, this is so easy that you almost don't want to do it because it's like whatever cake. And now I'm like, I wish I
Well,
kept up with it.
and like, so like my dad, I've been taking my dad to the gym, and I keep telling him we need to focus on his stretching and that kind of stuff. Because like he always makes fun of himself on you should see him get up and down off the floor. It's hilarious. He's like every time I do it, I want to just like pause in the middle of me getting up and down and be like break dance and just like hold the pose and be like nailed it because like how he gets up and down is almost as if he's break dancing. because he can't get on his knees at all because of his surgeries and that kind of stuff. They just hurt. So he has to like put hands on the floor, tuck his leg, get his butt on, spin a little bit, right? And then like he has to do that same thing backwards to get back up. And like I try to help
Oh,
him
poor
up and
dude.
that I know, I know like I try to help him up and stuff and he's like, "No, no, just get out of my way." He's like, let me just do my moves." So it's like but anyways, I'm trying to get like him more limber. I want to be able to stay limber. Even my son, man, like his muscles, he's so tight all the time and he that's another thing I wanted to bring up was staying hydrated was he does not drink enough water, so he constantly gets bloody noses because of it and his legs hurt and he gets a lot of growing pains and stuff. So it's like even when you're young, you have to stay limber. So I was making him do daily stretches um, just in your legs, you know. And yeah, it's hard staying limber and staying hydrated would also help that too because it helps your muscles stretch better when they're fully hydrated. It's like imagine a grape, right? A fully juicy grape, you know, and then if you take away all the juice, it turns into a raisin. That's what's happening to your muscles when you're
Right.
dehydrated.
I also like now that I remember, but I was doing this one workout challenge that I'm gonna get back onto, damn it. It's gonna happen. But it's the Body for Life program. And it's from like the 90s, but whatever, it's great. Um and every other day they have you doing a cardio. And so we were doing yoga with the kids. So the whole family would sit down and do yoga.
Yes.
And it was so great because I agree, like my husband, he cannot touch his toes and he's never been able to. And I was like,
Well, and he's
is
really
crazy to me.
tall. He's really
Oh,
tall,
excuse
so
me.
I'd cut him some slack.
Well, yeah, but when we first met, he had just gotten out of like football and that kind of stuff. I'm like, did you not stretch when you were in sports? Like
Oh,
I've never seen that man touch his toes. And I'm like,
okay, well that's different.
you used to be very fit. Like right now, maybe not so much, but like he used to be very, it's just, it's crazy. So, because he would like work out, but then not stretch after. What is wrong with you? Or psychopath. So
What
anyway,
what is wrong with you?
so the whole family would sit there and do stretches, and I totally recommend that because it was fun. They have like I'm not a big YouTube person, but I do go to
Right.
YouTube for that. Like that's probably the only thing that I go to YouTube for, and
Well,
music sometimes.
but yeah, but you can also monitor that. It's not like you're letting the kids go pull up random stuff, you know?
Right, right. But that I think everybody's probably like thinking it because I'm sure it's very popular. But the Cosmic or Cosmo kids,
Yes.
that yoga, so fun, and there's so many, and it's 20 minutes. Like it's so great, but it does get your heart rate going because she's like, picture yourself being a kid, but this is a grown adult, but she's teaching it to kids, and she's like up and down and up and down and up, and we're
Yep.
like, like the kids are
Yes.
keeping up with it, and my husband and I are like, oh, this is great.
I did one of hers with my mom and my son. And yeah, like I remember like I almost peed myself. I was laughing so hard because I was like, I just got down here. And so
Yeah.
my mom and my son were both laughing so hard and then I'd get up and then they'd laugh because she'd go back down and I'm like, what
Yep.
the heck? You know,
It's a
this is
struggle. And then there's
crap.
also like we would lay the kids down and then just do a different yoga. And I don't remember her name, but it was fantastic. And I'm sure it's like one of the first ones you Google, but it was nighttime yoga. And hers were great because she was literally like, grab a pillow and a blanket and lay down. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
yes, this is fit.
that
This is what
was
I wanted.
I remember when we were pregnant. I don't know if I made you go to yoga with me, but when
You
we were
did go.
pregnant, yeah, one of my favorite yoga sessions, I guess, was restoration yoga. Oh man, it was like you would hold the pose for like a full minute. And like one thing I hate about yoga is like if you do with a video, they hold it for like 10 seconds and right when I start to feel like relax and I feel the stretch, they're like, "Okay, now move." And I'm like, "I was just starting to enjoy it." So I was like, I really liked restoration yoga because it was slow and it's like you actually felt the stretch and you were able to like because like when you first get into it you're tense, you're this is awkward, and then you're like, okay. And then you start to relax and then you start to feel where it's supposed to stretch. And that's like, oh, that's yeah, totally worth it. Now I want to go do yoga.
That's it. I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh
Um,
man.
anyway, next.
On the top, well, I'll just add exercise. So yoga on top of regular exercise, doing like going daily walks, even just like, so I do this, so I work at my son's school a lot and they have stairs here, so I'll go just walk the stairs a couple times. Just, get your heart rate moving. If you have an active job, good for you, man, girl, whatever. Like walking and staying regularly active. Take your dogs. Dogs love walks, and it's so good for you.
Yeah, it's good
It's
for
good
their
for your
nails too.
kids. It's so good for their nails, yeah, and it's good for the kids. Like get them out, like just simple daily exercises. Um, and then let's
Yeah,
see.
I have, even as like a non-active job, I have a little treadmill under my desk, and my
Oh
goal is
yeah.
literally half a mile a day. Like, and eventually that goal will go up, but it's just half a mile a day when
Well, and you have,
you're,
yeah, you have
you
to
know,
start small too. Like,
right.
um, we already kind of talked about water. Just push water. And I want to reiterate because some people might not know this: drinking a pop, drinking coffee, even drinking juice, I think those are all dehydrating. Like, I think the only liquid I think me and you looked up once, cousin, was milk. The only other hydration liquid was milk. So it's like, drink your water. Like, don't drink a pop and be like, oh yeah, I have 3 pops. Oh, energy drinks are so bad. So like those kinds of things are actually dehydrating you. It's like every coffee cup or pop that you drink, you have to
You should
drink
have two waters.
two waters, yeah, of that amount, yeah, in order to keep up with your hydration. But like, think about how much we sweat. Think about how much we um, fry, or I'm sure drool is a part of that at night,
I was
right?
just thinking that too. I didn't know if you were gonna say that. That's funny.
Well, like I actually am very thirsty at night. I actually drink a lot of water at night. I'm wondering if, well, I do sweat probably at night too. But anyways, I'm very parched at night. I don't know about y'all.
Parched.
So I'm constantly drinking water through the night. I'm better at drinking it through the night than day. Um,
I did, sorry, you just reminded me of something going back to alcohol a little bit. Um, when I drink heavily, which is very rare, but when I do, I get so thirsty in the middle of the night. But what I noticed that if I actually like chug water, or I always keep the body armors next to me only when I'm drinking. And then if I drink that, I'm like totally good the next day. It's crazy.
oh, okay. Well, that makes sense because alcohol is dehydrating. But
Yeah.
this one guy I know, he says he drinks, the first thing he does when he wakes up is he chugs a whole 8 ounces of water. And it's just like lukewarm. It's not cold. But like he literally like sits up, goes, gets water, chugs it, and then he does everything. And I'm like, because I get waterlogged because I'm so dehydrated, and I'm like, man, I need to do that. And he says it gives him so much energy, and it's just like so refreshing.
I've heard that too, actually. Actually, our grandpa's wife, she does that. She started switching, instead of coffee in the mornings, she would drink water in the mornings, but she was having a hard time being from Colorado, right? Like you want that hot beverage. So she started
Yeah,
just drinking like hot
hot
water.
water.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know a lot of people do that, and it's actually really good for your system to drink hotter drinks versus cold drinks. Um, I can't remember why, but I think it's because our interds, what interval
Interns.
innards. That's what I call them.
Innards. Interns.
Our our innards are warm, so it's better for on our organs and stuff to drink warm. Um, but he would like chug the 8 ounces. He wouldn't just like drink it over time like coffee, like you like sip it, the first hour or whatever. No, he would just like legit like take a full glass and just go ook ook ook, and I'm like, oh, like that just sounds like it would come right back up. But
Right, I agree.
I also would want to get it over with. But you can also like put stuff in there like
Lemon.
lemon. Yeah, lemon's really
Yeah.
good. I can't remember the benefits, but you could put like oranges, like orange um squeeze an orange in there because then that would help with that vitamin C, not vitamin D. Another thing is like also if you're not drinking a lot of water, they have like I noticed depending on the water bottle I have. Like if I like my water bottle and I'm excited about my water bottle, I'll drink more from it. Or they have cool water bottles. There's one that's like has like chunks on it, right? So it's like drink this by 8 a.m., drink
Oh
this by
yeah, yeah.
10 a.m., that kind of stuff. So it keeps you track. There's one that lights up to remind you to like catch your eye. Hey, drink me, drink me. There's one that I saw and I don't think it's real, but it like spits water at you. Like so you have to or no, it starts spitting water out. So it's like it'll be in a straw and then all of a sudden it'll start spitting water out. So the only option you have is to put it on your mouth to like drink the water till it stops spitting it out. So, it's like,
That's
so they have
awesome.
different options out there.
Yeah, I think your smartwatches can set reminders for you. And
Yep.
I had that. I had my mother once had to borrow my iPad for something, like her phone broke and she needed my iPad for reading her book or something.
Uh-huh.
And so she was like, "Why do you have a reminder going on every hour to drink water?" And I'm like, "Duh, so I remember to drink water." Like it's obvious. But anyway, um anyway, it was just that's how I did it. But I agree. Like Gary, I bring a water bottle with me everywhere I go, and I have to have a different one than you have because I just like I
Mhm.
like latching it to my purse, and you have the handle, you carry yours
Well,
around. So
I
like
have a
it's just everybody has their own preference.
yeah, I have a different one that fits inside my backpack now. So like it fits really
Yeah,
nice in there. So I don't have to hold it anymore.
and
But
then
yeah, it is
obviously the
everyone's preference.
Stanleys are
Yeah,
super
mine's
popular.
a
But
iron flask. I really like it.
oh yeah, I've heard about those.
Yeah, and
Um,
what I like about this one specifically, it comes with a top that I'm like advertising now. It comes with a top where you can have a straw in it, but then it also comes with a top where you can like close it. Right now, I'm actually using the closing one with the straw in it, but whatever, no. And then I just
that's
shove
nice.
the straw in there when I'm not using it.
Yeah,
So
we're
everybody, right
big
now, stop what
Camelback.
you're doing. Stop what you're doing and go drink some water.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
did it.
have coffee.
Go get your water, young lady.
I actually have it right here. I just need to refill it. There's still some in there.
Still got some backwash in there. Sweet, delicious.
Mm-mm. Gross. No.
Okay, okay.
But we're a big Camelback family. My kids have little Camelbacks, and my husband and I
How
have Camelbacks.
cute.
And we just,
Remember those circles that your mom got into? I think
oh yes.
I lost my son's, but circles are really cool because it helps you can like change the flavoring. So it comes with a flavoring container that it's just regular water and then you put this compartment on top of it and then it flavors the water as you drink it, but you can
And you
change the
can control.
intensity of the flavoring, but a lot of people just keep using the flavoring, which is fine, whatever. But I think it's a good tool to get you to regular water. Like if you can't drink water, it's gross to you or whatever, you can do this circle thing and then start with intensity flavor. And then every once in a while, just turn the intensity down little by little. And then eventually, before you know it, you'll be drinking regular water.
Yeah, I get that
But
too. And now it's even more convenient because you used to have to buy it from their website, but now I'm pretty sure they sell it on Amazon and I've seen it at Fry's, so I'm sure that they have it at King Supers now too.
okay, yeah, that's
So
way more convenient than just going to their
yeah,
website.
I agree.
Um, but anyways, yeah, sorry, I've been talking a lot. Do you want to chime in here with something?
Yeah, so I have those stuff that I want to talk about is for ladies only. So sorry guys, just ignore this part.
Plug your
Um
ears.
so this is obviously about coochie health because we're not going to say the word even though, with
The
kids, okay, I
word.
know people are going to come at me. They're going to be like, "Oh, you shouldn't use code words, whatever." It's different. Okay, we're talking to adults here.
Yeah.
So, anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. But stuff that I feel like I didn't know until I was like an older adult that I feel like teenagers should know. So this is stuff that I think everybody needs to know. Not everybody, every woman needs to know.
I was
So
gonna
it's
correct you
things
too.
things that help with your natural health down there, your ecosystem and your lady bits. Is so this is another little list I got. Probiotics, which you can get through yogurt, and I think that's what Activia is, but I didn't really look into it. My doctor did suggest one, and I forgot the name. I think it's
There's
Sol. Um,
okay, but also Greek yogurt is really good.
yeah, but this like there's like a stomach probiotic, and then there's like a vaginal health probiotic. So
Oh, I
I
thought it
I
was
was reading that there are two different things. So one is like gut health, and then the other one, like the lady one, also helps your stomach. So like maybe I could do more research in that. But probiotics are definitely a good thing. Something that I did want to mention with this is that if you ever need to be put on antibiotics, you can take probiotics like while you're on antibiotics, but take them at different times. Otherwise, they will cancel each other out. My doctor told me that once. So,
okay.
um, So there's that also.
That's good stuff.
Um,
Also,
and then
water's good for down there too. Just saying.
yes, very good. She said less sugar. My
Oh yeah,
doctor, sorry, let me just
I was gonna bring that up too.
yeah, less sugar, which even she said like fruit is fine, but limit it. So don't have like a bunch of fruit, which I don't know, a lot of people that do, so it's okay. A lot of grown-ups anyway. My kids have a lot of fruit, but anyway. Less sugar helps with that too. Scent-free soap, which I think a lot of people know. And I even asked her about like Summer's Eve, and she was like, honestly, don't like this. It's just kind of an advertised thing, and not that she doesn't like, if you're already using it and it's working well for you, that's fine. But she just doesn't recommend it. She says just plain old bar of unscented soap. Um, and then
See,
also, oh,
I
sorry,
use
go ahead.
well, I was gonna say I use that stuff, and I think I don't know if I had an allergic reaction. Anyways, it was not good for me. I was like burning.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly I don't know anybody that uses it. So except
I
for you,
knew,
I remember you telling me about that
yeah,
experience.
and I knew somebody that used it, and I was like, oh, because I was like growing up, and I was like, oh, is that
Hmm.
what you have to have special soap and stuff? And so I bought some, and it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, I did. I remember that, but otherwise, I feel like it's just a money grab thing. And I
Yeah.
could be wrong. And if that's what you use and it's working for you, then that's great. But my doctor said scent-free soap is preferred, and
Hmm.
also natural things like avoid synthetic things. So like my loofah, right, is I use just regular loofah, and that's plastic. So I'll link these things in when we post the podcast, but
Yeah.
there's this it's not like a loofah, but it's something that holds the bar of soap actually, and it's kind of like it's kind of like loofah where it like you rub it together and it gets all soapy.
Uh-huh.
But it's all natural fibers. So that's something that was also suggested. So and now the weird thing, which I won't get into too many details about personally, but anyway, it's you're supposed to sleep without underwear on because you're supposed to like let the
Huh.
airflow help down there. And
But my
then
legs
try
are
to get
closed anyways.
she just said sleep without underwear on. And I was like, did I hear her right? Like, but true story.
Okay.
Um, and then try to get 100% cotton underwear. And that was hard for me. Like when I was looking it up, I don't think that 100% cotton exists anymore, but like you can get 90% because all of it had a little bit of whatever for the stretchy.
Polyester, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, 100% cotton underwear, and then that's supposed to help you too. So, all of these things. And then something else that I wanted to mention that I didn't talk to my doctor about, but I just feel like is a big deal and women don't talk about it enough is so as we know, especially after having kids, like
Hmm.
stuff down there is different. It just gets a little different. So even if you don't have kids, though, it's just as you get older, the muscles just change. Okay, that's your whole body. So my my stepmother-in-law, sorry, that sounds confusing. That's what
Yeah,
she is.
that's quite the layer.
She ended up having to have surgery, like the full hysterectomy, all this stuff, because she had like her uterus prolapsed. And you can look that up. It's kind of scary sounding when I would explain it, so I'm not going to. If you're interested, you can look it up. Um, but she was like telling me that if she had simply done Kegels like
Yeah.
throughout her life, then that could have been avoided because it strengthens the muscles. My nana, same thing. Like she had to also have like a hysterectomy later in life and all this kind of stuff because prolapsed uterus. Like it's just
Hmm.
and it's scary when you're going through that because like it literally, feels like stuff is falling out
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be
When it
falling
should
out.
be. Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, right. So I had something kind of similar after I had my daughter because things just were different down there and so
They
they
had
sent me
talked
to
about it.
pelvic floor therapy and that honestly was life changing and I talked to every single woman about doing it and I will send them the list and I know that that's probably not safe because I got that from a physical therapist and you should probably but it's stuff like
Oh, I
doing a
see.
bridge like you do a bridge and then every time you lift your hips up you Kegel so like it's stuff that I feel
Which
like
is
is
just regular good exercise for anybody. I mean,
right, right.
um,
So if you're worried about that ever, you can talk to your doctor and then maybe get some physical therapy, or maybe they can suggest something or somebody to look into. Because I know my one friend told me that pelvic floor therapy was all over her TikTok at one point. So, um, anyway, that's just something that I feel like like even teenagers should learn to do now just to keep it through. And even like my
Yeah.
pelvic floor physical therapist, she was like, the great thing is like you could be driving down the road doing your Kegels and nobody knows. Like you just like nobody has any idea you're doing. You could be in a meeting doing your Kegels and like nobody
My face twitches when I
your face. You dork. But
because I
that's
think
the
it's because
thing,
I'm so
like
focused.
I get that, but they have like so many, like you can do so many things. And then now I saw that there's like this, I don't know, it's weird. I came up on my Facebook as an ad and you like put it in there and then you have
Oh,
an
those
app
the
and you have to
weights.
like, no,
Oh.
it's like a little egg looking thing and you put it up there and then you have an app and it's like a game. Like you have to Kegel to like hit the
Oh,
butterfly. Like it like hits a butterfly and then it goes
shut
back down and then you
up.
hit the butterfly
Oh
or
my
you like jump
gosh.
over a
I am
flower or
not,
something like that.
well, I don't know if I would, they say that there's not good things when it comes to putting Bluetooth in your ear. It messes with your stuff. So I don't think I'm gonna put something up me that has some kind of connection to the outside world. I don't think that's necessarily good, but that's
I get
hilarious.
that.
Another
But
thing I want to add real quick before I forget, healthy teeth actually keeps you healthy down there as well. Because like when you have infections and stuff, just think about, and I know I've mentioned that before, like think about all that stuff, the infections that gets in, but they actually say like if you keep your, floss and brush regularly and that kind of stuff, it helps as well.
well, that's good to know. But this is, yeah, just stuff that I feel like everybody should know. All right, okay, now, gentlemen, you can join again. We're done talking about lady stuff.
Yeah, seriously. I don't have any advice for them on how to keep their stuff neat and tidy. But
Well, I mean, the only thing that I could say is like, um, do blood work throughout your life
okay,
because your testosterone levels change. And that can be said for anybody though, like blood
also
work.
speaking of testosterone changes, that affects women as well. Like that affects
Hmm.
your hormones and stuff like that by their testosterone levels changing. So like those women that have boys that are about to turn a become teenagers, their testosterone levels spike and it affects the entire house. Kid you not. Every person that's in there, your hormone levels go nuts because of that kid.
I believe that totally. And yeah, like you said, women
So
have
crazy.
testosterone. So
Uh huh.
if you didn't know, women have testosterone. And
Yeah.
that's like the PCOS thing. A lot of women are struggling with that because they have high testosterone.
Right.
And that affects so many pregnancy, acne. Some women have facial hair. It's
Yes.
awful. It just
Yes. I've
sucks.
seen the
So
acne and facial hair, definitely.
yeah. So I mean there's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. But yeah, as men, I think that you getting your testosterone levels checked throughout your life is very important. And then also you need to focus on eating fiber. Fiber. You need to eat a lot of
Men?
fiber.
Men or
Yes.
everybody? Oh, okay.
Mostly men. I mean, I would say mostly men, but everybody, because I feel like men, maybe it's because they don't do anything with their pelvic floor. I don't know. But like I feel like it affects them later in life with
Bowels
their
and stuff.
colon. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
That's
just talk about
interesting.
all the uncomfortable words right now.
That's
Fine.
that's interesting. Well, and that's actually on my list too is regular health checkups because I know there's a lot of people that are very I'm fine, like stubborn, right?
Right.
And they're like I'm fine. I don't go to a doctor unless or ever. But like regular checkups, like you don't know what's going on with you. Like
Right.
even if you don't have history, like that's the crazy scary part too, is like even if you don't have history of like cancer or polyps or different, diseases or whatever, like the stuff we eat that we put in our bodies now alter our identity, alter our body to where we can,
DNA.
yeah, DNA, thank you. Um, to where we can get these things. So like regular checkups um, are very, very important. And
Yeah.
so that you can just make sure you're staying on point, you know?
Yeah. It was kind of funny because I went around my birthday to my regular doctor, got my checkup done there, and then I went to my OB, got my checkup done there. And then I was like, yeah, I got this done. And then I went to the dentist, whatever, and I was telling my OB this, and she was like, oh, and I also recommend everybody go to a dermatologist every year. And I'm like, damn it.
Oh,
Like
I'm
I
not
thought I
doing
was
that.
I didn't either. But I mean I get it because like, they check all the
Why?
moles on your body and that kind of stuff, make sure you
Oh,
don't have skin cancer and
I
you
get
know,
my ass is resorting it straight to my face, not my body.
no,
We're talking about whole
no.
body, and I'm only thinking about my face. Um, okay, that makes sense. I guess I didn't really think about that
Yeah.
because
So, I mean,
I don't
it's,
get
yeah. And
checked.
then me neither. And like, there are some, especially like my mom has, I think your mom does too, but I don't know why we don't have very many moles. But like,
We will when
anyway,
we get older.
sorry.
I have
Our
one.
mothers are like going to be all mad that we're talking about it. Well, my mom's had one, had them her whole life.
Oh, I have
And
one on my neck here that I play with all the time.
but like,
It's very tiny.
I don't have any. I guess I have like this, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but it's not. It's like a red.
It's not
I
raised.
don't know what they call it is, but it's like blood red, not like
Oh,
brown.
mine's
It's
not brown. Mine's just my skin. It's like almost
oh,
not
so
a
that's
skin
probably like a
tag.
skin tag.
No,
Oh,
it's like a circle.
hmm,
I
interesting.
used to think it was a pimple, but it's the color of my skin. Can you see it? Sorry, we're on a Zoom call. We're not recording this
No,
one.
yeah, no, I don't know because my daughter had one on her collarbone for after she was born, and then it went away. I don't remember what they called it. It's like pretty much one of those strawberry things, but it's raised. I don't know. But anyway,
Huh. Is it because
the
y'all
cool
are
thing about a
redheads?
dermatologist, I don't know, maybe, but it could just be a genetic thing.
Hmm.
But the cool thing if you go to a dermatologist annually is that they measure all that stuff for you, and then they just keep an eye because if it's like growing, you need to obviously get maybe a biopsy or something because it's not good. It's not good if it's growing.
Very good to know.
So,
See, I didn't think I was going to learn anything from this podcast, and here I am.
but but yeah, so that's what I think. I have not gone around to the dermatologist, so I don't have any, stuff to say about that. But yeah, but I kind of do want to go because I'm interested in the red light therapy and I want to know a
Ooh,
doctor's opinion
yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Just to tag on to that, eating extra fiber, on my little list here, it says protein, increase your protein. That is actually really good for your muscles. It's really good for weight loss. It's really good for, I think, even your brain. There's something in protein that's like really good. So if you just increase your protein, good protein, don't like go out and chow down on a bunch of protein bars. Like that is like more sugar than protein. But like get like actual meats and stuff.
Yeah,
And even
eggs.
protein shakes. Yeah, eggs. Oh, eggs are a good one. And cottage cheese. I didn't realize
Mm.
cottage cheese. What I've been doing is I've been blending it with our mac and cheese, and so I use that instead of like a milk. Um, so I just blend up my cottage cheese, and it acts like a cream, and it's got a ton of protein. So I've been doing that.
Good.
I wanted to just tag on that. I forgot to say it earlier.
And that's also like they have so many recipes for cottage cheese if you're looking to lose weight. You can make
I know.
like a cottage cheese cookie dough. Like I made it once. It was like high protein cookie dough or whatever, and it
Oh, I thought it
literally
was a pudding.
no, I mean I'm sure they do have that too. 'Cause there's a chocolate pudding one that I would tried, but I don't know, I did something wrong. It didn't turn out very well.
Maybe it
But
was a mousse. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
oh yeah, the mousse one I did. Yeah. Anyway, the cookie dough one was my favorite because it was just blended cottage cheese with like vanilla protein powder, and then you add chocolate chips in there, and then you just put it in the refrigerator. But like the texture was just like cookie dough. So when you're like craving
Weird.
something sweet, I mean, it tastes a little different. Mostly kind of chalky from the protein powder. But
Sure.
if you're trying to lose weight and you want that little bit of craving taken care of, like that's the way to do it. So
Oh my
anyway,
gosh,
there's so many things.
yeah, you'd be surprised on how many things are out there nowadays. Blah.
Yeah. Oh, and then avocado. You can make a cake, I guess, with avocado. That's a thing.
I've seen that. But avocado is mostly fat. It's not protein, but it's still good. It's good fat. But
Yeah, it was definitely, I think that was my keto stuff when I was doing keto, which by the way, another thing, not to mention fiber, our cousins had mentioned it to me when I was out there in Colorado just a few weeks ago. And I haven't looked into it, but I just want to say it too, since we're here. Um, Keto doesn't have a lot of fiber in its diet,
mm,
because like beans and stuff are a carb, so they don't suggest beans. Um, and I guess it's starting to affect people's colon health. So just be careful
yeah,
if you're doing keto, because
yeah,
I mean, it's great for weight loss. My friend who was once a uh body no trainer, what am I trying to say, like a gym
bodybuilder,
trainer,
bodybuilder,
no, not no personal
trainer,
trainer, personal
personal
trainer.
trainer. I was like professional trainer. No, that ain't right.
He was a personal trainer, and he said the keto is great if you're like getting ready for a wedding or a high school reunion or something like that, just to
Need
lose
to
like
drop
15 pounds. Yeah,
quickly.
10
Yeah.
10 pounds. But and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me because there are a lot of people that have been doing it for years and have had no issues. But it's something that should be a fad diet. It shouldn't be a lifestyle change. Um,
Okay, that's
and
good to
that
know.
is just one person's opinion. Again, I'm sure you can go to Google and find facts on both sides. So that's just my 2 cents, but you do not have to follow it, obviously.
Well, I think you should all follow the protein. Increase your protein.
Yeah, that is
I'm
accurate.
I'm trying really hard to do that. Even like when you make a pasta or a meal or something, just like double the amount of protein in it. You don't have to
Yeah.
change your entire meal when you make spaghetti. Just double the amount of meat that you put in. Um, I try to do that quite often. But
Yeah.
a couple more things. These two are kind of like the same thing, but this also kind of adds into like seeing a dermatologist every once in a while. I feel like people need to like see a therapist every while. Make sure that you're emotionally in check. Um,
Mhm.
because sometimes you get distracted by day to day and you forget about your emotions. You forget about um, you matter too. Like you spend your whole day making other people happy and doing what other people need. You kind of forget about yourself. So sometimes just seeing a therapist, like twice a year or something like that, I think helps people, remember to take care of themselves. Because after all, we're talking about whole body health, and that includes your brain.
What?
Um, oh man, we didn't even talk about like healthy things for your brain. Ooh, I
Oh, we
heard something about like when it comes to fruits, blue fruits and green vegetables. I think those are the two. Like fruits are really good for your brain. I think. Um, they're superfoods or purple, blue and purple, I think.
I
So,
know
anyways, yeah,
blueberries are.
yeah, get them blueberries. And then the other thing tied into that is also controlling your stress. So, like, if something stresses you out, like most people out there, your job, maybe it's time to get a new job. When you're constantly going to work and you're stressed out, that's hard on your heart, man. Like, and that's hard on your brain. It's hard on your family. It's hard on so many things. And like, that stress is not worth it. Like, there are other jobs
Mhm.
out there. Yes, it's a pain in the ass to find the right one, but you will. Like, you will find the right one that pays what you want, does what you want, and realistic. Don't sit there thinking that you're just going to get paid to do nothing. Although that did happen to me. Um, but yeah, like don't let your job kill you or a bad relationship or any of that kind of stuff. Like pay attention to what stresses you out and don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think the last one I had was getting enough sleep.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, you don't need to go sleep in 10, 12 hours, but I think it depends on the age you are, but definitely like 6 to 8 is pretty average. Unless you are a child, you do need 10 to 12. Um, but yeah, as you get older, like make sure it's good, solid sleep too, like you're getting REM. The watches, your watches and stuff, the smartwatches can track if you're getting REM, but that's very important for your brain. That's very important for your body. That is one that people tend to, I'll sleep when I'm dead type stuff, but
Right.
it's
Drives me
pretty
crazy.
important. I know. It's pretty important. I
But
love sleep.
yeah. And that's another thing too that your annual checkups you should talk about. Because you might have sleep apnea, or you might just
Oh
have a
yeah.
snoring problem, or your tonsils might need to be removed because of said snoring or something, just like if you're not feeling rested after a good 6 to 8 hours, there's probably something else going on.
Right.
And it
If
could
you're
be
like
mental, like it could
that's
be
yep.
stress.
Hence that yeah, yeah, that's why I'm like if you go see the therapist and figure out what's causing your stress. Um and don't rely on caffeine. Don't rely on coffee to wake you up and that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. Like I took myself off caffeine. I still like it. Like I still like the ambiance of it. Like, ooh, waking up and having a warm cup of coffee and that kind of stuff. But like I don't like relying on it. It's so gross to me that I can't function without coffee. And I know people a lot joke about it, but it does become like this nasty routine. And especially my kind of coffee, it's like half creamer, half coffee. So it's like I'm just drinking a cup of sugar every morning.
Yeah,
It's not good
I do
for
still.
you. Do
Well, I like you said, I cut out caffeine over 2 years ago, I think now,
oh
and
yeah,
but my decaf coffee every morning. I don't even have it every morning. Like I know when you came to visit, you probably saw my dusty coffee maker. Um, because I haven't used it in a while, but like today, I was like, you know what, I'm craving it. I'm gonna make it, and it
yeah.
was great. But I agree. And then something else I wanted to mention about the sleep is vitamins can help with that too. Not so much melatonin, which I'm sure a lot of people swear by. I think
I
that
don't.
melatonin can be addictive, and
It is
it's
addictive. It
hard.
actually like wears off. You have to increase it in order to keep. So it actually is addictive.
Yeah, but something that does help you is magnesium at night. Do your
Hmm.
research again, but that's something that my family does a lot. Like my mother and I think my husband and I were taking magnesium for a while, but and then also like watch the other vitamins you're taking and the time of day you're taking them. Like try to avoid vitamin C at night because that actually wakes you up and gives
Hyper.
you
Yep.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are just things that if you're taking vitamins, just be cautious of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Well, and then like do the regular like don't watch your phone. Maybe like do the yoga right before bed so it actually puts you in the calming. Take a shower right before bed if it calms you. Um,
Yeah.
or bath or whatever, and like change those things because like it does matter. And I know a lot of people are probably rolling their eyes, but um, these things are important if we want to have a healthy life when we're older, and when these things are like, oh my gosh, it's too late to adjust this stuff. Like,
Six. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So like 20s and 30s, you really need to pay attention to this stuff and get out of your own head and quit thinking you're invincible.
Yeah. But and then another thing, sorry, one more last thing for sleep. Lavender. I just bought lavender and chamomile, those little scent things. I don't
Oh yeah.
remember, but the things for our rooms. And I've never had one in my room before, but the lavender and chamomile is so soothing that it like literally it gives me peace when I walk into my bedroom. And I feel like
Oh
that's like
good.
think about all your senses. Like smell is one of
Well,
them, and it really does help.
Well, and I think like one thing is helpful, keeping the TV out of your room. Like if you don't have TV is for sleeping and like, as my mom calls it, want want. Okay. Um,
Wait,
um,
wait.
or I said TV, I said bedroom. I meant bedroom. Bedroom is for sleep and want want. Okay. So if you keep the TV out or whatever, you will just naturally go in there and your mind will be triggered into, okay, this is where I relax. This is where
Yeah.
it's time to go to bed. But yeah, because like the screen time right before bed, it's bad, and I'm a culprit of it too. Trying really
Oh,
hard.
same.
One thing I've been doing actually is I turn on a um, hypnosis thing on YouTube, but it's like a 3 hour long thing. But it's specifically on eating healthy right now. I've been trying it, and it's helpful. It has like the calming music, and she talks softly the whole time, and it goes on for about 3 hours, and hopefully I fall asleep before it ends. But um,
Yeah.
uh, so those can be good stuff too. And they have apps out there. Calm. There's a Calm app too. I
Yeah.
think that you can. yeah, help you. It's all good things, all good things.
Yeah. I like we do have a TV in our room too, and I like the sleep sounds at night. We always do the gentle rainstorm, gentle tropical
Yep.
rainstorm, all this stuff. And I'm like, so nice.
Yeah, my son always falls asleep. I put on it's my relaxation radio on Pandora, and it's just piano, different
Yeah,
piano songs. He falls asleep right away to it,
I
and it
love that.
relaxes us. So, anyways, yeah, that's what you have at Whole Body Health.
Perfect. Okay, I have okay, there are a lot of quotes on self-care, just so you know. And so this was my favorite um for what we were just talking about, but anyway, I think if you're looking for motivation, you can always look up self-care or what did I look up? Quotes about taking care of yourself and put
Okay.
them because it's also a visual thing, I feel like, where you need like post-it notes on your mirror and that kind of stuff because it's something that I do think we all forget. Like I do my annual thing, sure, but then what about the rest of the year? So like you need these reminders and visual reminders are good too. So anyway, the quote that I'm going with today is the most important investment you can make is in yourself.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
heart
I thought it was
touching.
cute. I know. I mean, there's so many. Like it was hard to pick one, honestly.
And I'm constantly doing email signatures or stuff, and so like yeah, that motivational stuff is definitely yeah, there's a lot out there.
Yeah,
But yeah, take care of yourself, guys. We want you around for a long, long time.
agreed.
Please remember to like, follow, and comment to connect with us. We are now on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook pages. Just search Calling Cousins. Love you all. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, health, tax, or professional advice. We are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from the use of this podcast. This podcast is not intended to replace professional medical advice.